She checks my phone while I'm in the shower, then hands it back to me and asks why I took so long at work, while her own screen lights up all night with messages she won't explain. That's the part that doesn't line up. The suspicion is loud and constant, but it only moves in one direction. Every day has the same rhythm now. If I get home later than usual, even by 20 minutes, she asks who I was with. If I leave my phone face down on the table, she flips it over. If a notification pops up, she asks me to open it. Not casually. She stands there and watches. Sometimes she scrolls through my messages herself, even though I've never stopped her. She doesn't ask first. She just does it, like it's already agreed on. At the same time, her phone never leaves her hand. It's always angled away from me. She types fast, pauses, deletes, types again. When I walk into the room, the screen goes dark. At night, when we're both in bed, she says she's just checking something quickly, then turns slightly toward the edge of the mattress. The glow stays on long after she says goodnight. If I ask who she's talking to, her answer is vague. Just someone from back then. Or, it's nothing. If I follow up, even gently, she stiffens. Her shoulders go tight. Her voice changes. She asks why I care so much. She says I'm acting suspicious. She says I'm projecting. That word comes up a lot now. Projecting. She uses it like a shield. Any question I ask about her phone turns into a conversation about my supposed guilt. Out in public, it's different. Around friends or family, she jokes about how she keeps me in line. She'll say things like, "You know how men are," and laugh. If someone asks how we're doing, she says we're solid. Stable. Married life. Then she squeezes my arm like that settles it. At home, the tone shifts. She asks me to account for my day in detail. Who was in the meeting? Why the meeting ran late? Why I didn't text sooner? If I hesitate, even because I'm tired, she notices. If I forget a small detail, she circles back to it later. I've started narrating my life before she asks. I tell her when I'm leaving work. I send photos if I stop somewhere unexpected. I keep my phone unlocked, volume on, notifications visible. I don't do this because she asked me to. I do it because it keeps things calm. There are days I catch myself wondering if I really did something wrong and forgot about it. I replay old conversations in my head, looking for gaps. I tell myself maybe this is just what marriage looks like sometimes. Maybe she's been hurt before, and this is how it shows up. Maybe the accusations mean she cares enough to be afraid of losing me. I minimize it when I think about it too long. I tell myself it's not like she's yelling. She's not throwing things. She's just asking questions. Lots of questions. I tell myself if I had nothing to hide, this shouldn't bother me so much. We met in a normal way. No big story. A mutual friend invited us both out after work. We sat at the same table, talked about jobs, complained about traffic. She laughed easily back then. She asked questions, but didn't interrogate. When I walked her to her car, she gave me her number without hesitation. It felt straightforward. In the beginning, things felt steady. We texted regularly, but not obsessively. If one of us was busy, the other didn't panic. We made plans and followed through. There was a sense that we trusted what the other said without needing proof. That reduced a lot of noise in my head. It felt adult. Calm. After we got married, life got more structured. Shared schedules. Shared money. Shared responsibilities. That part felt grounding. We knew where the other would be most days. There wasn't a lot of mystery, and I liked that. It felt like we were on the same side of things. The first small shift was easy to dismiss. She asked to see my phone one night after I got a message. She said it was just curiosity. I handed it over without thinking. She scrolled for a minute longer than I expected, then said, "Okay," and put it down. I noticed it, but I didn't say anything. A week later, she asked again. This time, I hesitated for half a second because I was in the middle of replying to something. She noticed the hesitation immediately. Her face changed. She asked why I paused. I said I didn't realize it mattered. The conversation ended there. Postponed. We never went back to it. Around the same time, I noticed her texting more at night. I asked who it was once, casually, while we were watching TV. She said it was an old friend from before we met. I said okay. When I asked a second question, just how they'd reconnected, she said I was making a big deal out of nothing. I dropped it. That became the pattern. Small questions. Quick shutdowns. Silence rewarded. If I didn't ask, the evening stayed peaceful. If I did, the mood shifted and stayed heavy. She started checking my phone more often. Sometimes she'd pick it up when it buzzed, even if I was sitting right there. If I reached for it first, she'd say, Why are you so defensive? I learned to wait. At the same time, her phone became off limits. If I glanced at it, even accidentally, she angled it away. If I asked who she was texting, she'd sigh and say I was acting just like the people who hurt her in the past. She reminded me she chose me, that I should trust her. Publicly, she praised how transparent we were with each other. Privately, transparency only went one way. I started editing myself. I stopped mentioning harmless interactions with coworkers because I didn't want to explain them. I adjusted my schedule to avoid questions. I answered before being asked. I noticed that when I stayed quiet about her phone, she was warmer, more affectionate. When I brought it up, even gently, the distance came back. I defended this setup to myself. I told myself every marriage has quirks. I told friends she was just anxious. I said it was understandable. I even said it was kind of flattering. I know that sounds small, but at the time it felt easier than admitting something was off. The contradiction sits there, though. I'm constantly defending myself against accusations, while she's actively deleting message threads. I've seen her do it. Not by snooping, just by being in the room when she clears a chat history before putting her phone down. When I asked why she deletes messages, she said everyone does that. Then she asked why I was watching. I stay because we're married. That commitment still means something to me. I stay because I'm confused and I don't fully trust my own read of the situation. I stay because part of me believes that if she's this worried about me cheating, it must be because she cares deeply about the marriage. Leaving isn't simple. Our finances are tied together. Our social circles overlap. If I walk away and I'm wrong, I'm the one who blew up a stable life over suspicion. I'd have to explain that to people. I'd have to live with that. There wasn't a dramatic turning point. No big fight. No discovery. Just a moment that keeps replaying. We were in bed. She was texting, deleting, retyping. I asked, calmly, who she was talking to so late. She didn't answer right away. Then she said, "Why are you accusing me of things?" I hadn't accused her of anything. That's when I noticed the accumulation. The way every question I answer turns into proof, and every question I ask turns into guilt. The way I'm always defending myself, while she never has to explain. I'm still here. I still haven't decided what any of this means. I'm more aware now, but I'm not out of it. I'm living inside the pattern, noticing it as it repeats, not knowing which part of it is the truth. So I keep wondering, are the accusations a warning, or are they a confession?